So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and look at some of the other admin menu options, and we're going to start with the store settings section, and we're going to start with the advanced store settings. And we're going to go through some of these different pages and configuration options so you can see how it affects your Drupal Commerce website.
So when you load the page, we're going to see some information. We're going to walk you through that here. But the first thing that catches your eye is probably that there is a profile ID for two different things. There's a billing and a shipping one in there. So every time you go through a checkout process, it's going to create both a billing and a shipping information for that same client. So that Shane Thomas was the order we did previously. And what we're going to show you now is how to customize those fields that are available in the billing and shipping information areas.
And there's a big blue button up here for add a customer profile, and that allows you to manually add your own customer profile. You probably aren't going to have to do that. When you go through the checkout process, it's all handled for you. One of the things you're going to want to, we'll start by clicking the edit so we can actually see what is in this profile. And this is just the information we entered in when we were checking out.
So you can see here, it's obviously this is pretty default information, right? Name, country, address, city, state, zip. Pretty basic information. For most of you, that might be enough. We want to show you how to add an additional field. The field we're going to show you how to add is a phone number, in case you wanted to get in touch with your client directly.
So to do that, we're going to start by looking at the different profile types. And as we mentioned before, there's a billing and a shipping profile type. And you can use these links over here to manage the different fields that are available on any of those profiles. And we're going to look at the billing information profile and click the Manage Fields button. Once we're here, we're going to just add a phone number field. And for field type, this is just the type of data that you're going to be storing. We're going to go ahead and just select text. You can see there's a whole bunch of different information, and we'll cover some of that throughout this course, but a lot of it you're not going to need just to get your site up and running. So select text and click Save. The maximum length is the number of characters that they can enter in the field. I'm going to just change this to 20 because no phone number should really be more than 20 characters. We can specify if we want this to be required or not. In this case, we will require it just so we can show how that works. There's a bunch of other options such as the size, which is not how much it can actually accept, but how wide or how big does the text field look on the actual page.
Defaults for most of this are going to be honestly okay, so don't get too hung up on changing a lot of this stuff.
So we're going to click the Save button and keep the rest of the defaults. Okay, so we are going to now go through the checkout process and see that that phone number field is going to be there. So we'll go back to the home page of our site, and we are going to find a product and go through the checkout process. So we'll need to add the product to the cart again. And as you're building your site, you're going to test your checkout process many times. So just keep in mind that you're going to get pretty good at checking out and purchasing fake products on your site, especially when you're building it. So we get to the checkout section, and we will see now there is a phone number field.
Yep, so as you can see there, the red icon or red asterisk denotes that it is a required field. And if Shane starts here typing, you'll see that he can only extend to this phone number field so long, and eventually it limits it to 20 characters. Obviously there's nothing saying they couldn't enter a false number or anything, but it's a nice check to know that they can at least enter a bunch of useless information.
And so that's really the majority of what you need to know about customer profiles. You're really not going to change that much, and the defaults are probably fine for most situations, but just keep in mind that the option is there, and that's really what we talk about when we mention that Drupal Commerce is incredibly flexible, because you can really build the store and track the information that you want to collect.